What if the pennies you keep finding are literally Grandpa saying, I'm here? In the next few minutes, you'll watch my client, Dawn, realize those coins, crystals, and a mystery dog were all planted by Spirit. Plus, the moment her soulmate drops a moonlit plan for her brand new life. Goosebumps and the permission slip in one shot.
Do you want to know everything? What your heart won't say, but your soul can sing. From love to loss and the space between, she's got the light to lift the unseen. Hope, healing, and transformation. Do you want to know everything? Do you want to know everything?
Hey everybody, welcome to Hope, Healing, and Transformation. My name's Lisa Williams, and on today's show, I am super excited to be working with Dawn, who apparently has met me before, and I don't remember. No offense, but I just don't. But I'm hoping to speak to her loved ones and give her the answers that she needs. So let's get straight into it. So interesting. Okay, so as I'm feeling out the energy here, I have a couple of people. I have somebody that is I've got coins that have been given from Spirit. So I feel as though there's definitely coins that are coming from Spirit. This is from a gentleman, actually. So would this be your
grandfather?
Your grandfather, okay.
Yeah.
I feel as though that there's definitely something about the coins that are coming through. And he keeps showing me definitely pennies. So I feel as though there's definitely pennies that we keep getting.
Yep.
There's also the feeling of dimes as well. So dimes are really important, but there's definitely, it's definitely the pennies. And he's actually saying you've got to pick them up. He's also
I always do.
Okay, good. Now, was a significant about gold mining by any chance, or somebody being in mining of sorts?
I watched a television show this morning about gold mining, which I never do.
Okay, all right. So someone just said to me, talk about the gold mining. I'm like, why are we talking about that? That's so bizarre. All right, he's just said, it's me. I'm wondering if this is... you call him your husband, so I'll call him your husband.
Thank you.
And I've just heard, sure, I'll answer to that. So he's this kind of very easygoing, laid back kind of guy. As I bring him in a little bit stronger, he's almost like he could be a wallflower, or he could be the loudest person in the room. He could be, or anything in between. Because it's almost as though, oh my gosh, there he is. So it's almost like he is this kind of real gentle, easy guy going. And he gives me this kind of deep spiritual values within him, very deep core values. He's such this easy person. What he's also showing me, I'm not sure if you still have his T-shirts around you or you often wear them, because he keeps bringing them.
I sleep with them. With them. They still kind of smell like him a little bit.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, because he keeps showing me that the T-shirts are very much around. Well, he's also talking about his shoes as well. So I'm not sure if you still have a pair of his shoes that you often look at, but he's letting me know of his shoes as well. Now he's actually got beautiful hands, and I don't know whether he had long fingers, but there's this feeling of like having like beautiful hands, long fingers, elegant man.
I'm glad you said that, because he had in his last years, he had psoriatic arthritis and his fingers were gnarled. And he had beautiful hands before he had the gnarled fingers. So that he has the beautiful fingers now makes me so happy.
Yeah, he was showing me the beautiful fingers, beautiful hands. He's also telling me that you used to massage him, or I don't know, would you massage his neck and his arms? Because he's just showing me that you would massage him.
Every time I touched him.
And he had this beautiful face about him. He didn't like to have a beard. So I don't feel as though he preferred to be clean shaven, and that's how you preferred him. Oh, look at him. And he's showing me that there is definitely, he liked to be kept clean shaven. He also loved music. He was this guy that loved music and was very, very laid back. Oh my gosh. Because he kept bringing me into this music. and the music was really important. Now, other things that he's actually given me is crystals. I don't know whether he collect crystals and stones, because he gives me the crystals like you have his crystals, or you still have some of his
It's
stones.
huge. It's huge. Oh,
Okay, because he keeps showing me that you have these.
it's my treasured possession.
He just said that he knows he passed quick, so the end was really quick. That so I feel as though there was there was a warning sign to it. I feel as though there was definitely warning, but he's shown me it all happened. He went downhill quite quickly. Okay,
He died of cancer. It took him a while, but in the last week, it's like bam.
it was
It
like
was
boom,
just
boom,
gone.
boom.
No one had expected it at that point. We thought he
Yeah.
had another couple months, and we were going to get married 5 days before he died.
Right, because he just kept showing me that there was all of he all went down very, very quickly. I'm being given a pain in my neck for some reason, and I feel like I've got this pain in my neck, like this was a difficult issue. He's showing me that there was some squeeze financially. I don't know why
Yeah.
I'm being shown this. There was definitely a squeeze financially, and the squeeze was almost like a resistance. I'm not sure what this resistance was, or whether things hadn't been set up financially. There was just this squeeze financially, is what he's showing me, and he's apologizing.
We had a long, drawn-out fight with a lawsuit that was resolved right before he died.
Right.
It was an 8-year lawsuit. So
But
that was the squeeze.
It was the squeeze. It was definitely going
cancer
on.
is very, very expensive.
Yeah, because he kept showing me it was a real issue. And this lawsuit, there was a relief at the end of it. There was a massive relief at the end of it, but it wasn't
Yes.
exactly how, it didn't exactly come out how it was expected.
Nope.
So I
2
don't
years
know.
before, I got mine. 2 years later, he got his. I
Okay.
don't know why.
Because it just kept showing me it was a little different. He's also explaining he loved to dance. I just feel as though he loved to dance, although I'm not sure that he was a dancer. I feel as though he wasn't exactly this dancer, because he feels a little awkward when he moves.
He would dance with me in the living room. We had a song, and he would play the song, and we would dance.
Right. I don't think he was a dancer, but I think he would do it for you. All right. And it's so beautiful. And he shows me that this was sometimes just in the way that he just liked to hold you. He always loved to hold you. Had you been together like 15 years?
Exactly 15 years.
Yeah, because he just kept showing me 15 years. And he's just saying, I don't know why we didn't get married before then. I don't know why we didn't.
We didn't have to.
It wasn't important. Yeah, it wasn't important. It was more, it was not necessary. And he's saying, you've been seeing me around. You've just not seen it. You literally want to bump into me. That's what you're looking for. You literally want to bump into me.
Bump into everything else.
Yeah. And he's saying, well,
I can't see.
You're not quite there. And he's just saying that, oh, let me just ask you, do you ever have a lot of paranormal equipment? Or do you have voice, the
I
EMF?
keep it by my bed.
Okay. Because
he's hoping to get him.
He's showing me that you have the EMF readers or something around to listen for him and being around him. And
Yes.
he's saying that he does come around you a lot. He really does. He also comes in the kitchen as well. So do you ever find that he's often in the kitchen with you?
Yes, he did the series called The Lightning Chef. And so I would record him in the kitchen doing these really fast recipes. And so I hang out in the kitchen. I remember him doing the recipes, and I'm starting a series called The Poverty Gourmet. And I'm using his kitchen, and I'm attributing it to him.
Wow. Okay, so let me explain what he's showing me. He's showing me this kitchen. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you, hold on. It's giving me some information here. So he's showing me that, listen, I feel like he could have written several books, and he may have written several books. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because I feel as though he had this innate, this intelligence about him that was so sort of deep within him, but he was quietly intelligent. Okay. Now, is Mom still with us for you?
No.
Right.
She died when she was 49.
he's bringing me a connection in with mom, and I feel like can I just ask, was there any form of mental health concerns in your family? Was that with your mom?
Yes. Yes, and several of her children.
Okay.
Um, yeah, she she abandoned all of us, one group at a time. She'd have a husband, 2 children, abandon them. Have another husband, 2 children, abandon them. So it had to be some sort of mental illness where she wasn't able to mother.
Okay. I feel like I've got mum coming in right now, and let me just bring her in because I feel as though there was some mental health issues with mum. And it's your husband that's allowing mom in for a reason, and I feel like there
It's
needs
like
to be
him.
some form of resolution here. And this is not something that you particularly like to talk about. This is not
Mm-mm.
something you particularly like to go with. And he's saying, I know that this was all about me. Ha, thank you. But a lot of your whatever health issues you have resonated because of mom. What I'm being shown here is that it's as though your mom pitted people against each other.
Mhm.
And your mom wants to, thank you. She never always saw what she was doing. And I have to just share this with you. She never really saw what she was doing in life. She never really understood what she was doing in life. She also had a huge amount of difficulties when it came to her upbringing. And I'm feeling as though there was something to do with your grandmother and her grandmother. So
Hmm.
maybe it's your great grandmother. And I feel as though there was definitely issues going way, way, way back in the family that was to do with poverty and to do with definite not having enough and always trying to chase and always on the run. And I feel like
Yeah.
this is where she came from. There was also some form of alcoholism or some form of abuse, is what, substance
Probably
abuse.
both. Mhm.
Is what she's making me aware of. And with the substance abuse, it's almost as though it elevated within her. So I'm not saying that she had the substance abuse, but this mental health issues was struggled with her. And I feel as though she really struggled hormonally with your mom. And I feel as though there was a lot of in hormonal balances. And this is where it's coming into you because the thyroid, obviously hormones, but it's a lot of hormonal imbalances. And I'm feeling here, thank you. Do you remember when you were much younger, probably in primary school, that there was a situation, were you ever bullied, or was there ever a circumstance in the primary school where you were shut down and shut up and you were squished? Does that
I
make
lost
sense?
all of my friends, all of them.
Right.
Just abandoned me. Never did know why, but I was a little different. Probably still am, but
No.
yeah, they all abandoned me. It was
Were you
awful.
between the ages of 7 and 9?
I think I was 8. I think I was
Okay.
right in the middle.
Couldn't quite work out whether you were 7 to 9, so I knew
Mhm.
I was there. And what I'm being shown here is this is a start of the issues that happen with the thyroid.
Hmm.
Now, did you ever have issues with your hearing as well?
For a while, for like 8 years, I couldn't hear out of my left ear.
Right,
And then
thank you.
I heard a pop and it came back.
Right. So this is where it's stemming from, the issues that happen from a childhood by the age of 8, and it's coming from your thyroid, and it feels to me as though it was exasperated by this situation that you had as a child. And then I also feel as though there was issues with the hearing, that you were not heard. And I felt like there was a lot of anger and like trying to shout in the family, trying to shout, shout, shout. And that's what it feels like here. And what I also keep being told is, with this whole family situation and circumstances, there were so many, you were fighting to be heard. You were fighting to be seen. And your mom is apologizing for this. Okay. And your husband literally brings her forward to actually do this. Now, these two, I don't feel ever met, or, but what he's doing is he's literally holding out his hand to her and bringing her forward, almost
nice of
as
him.
a way of, let's apologize here. Because actually what you have felt like, even though you have your own children, what you have felt like is you felt abandoned in every aspect of your family. And thank you. And he's just said
So accurate.
he's been the only one that hasn't abandoned you.
I told him when he came here, I said, you're going to leave. Everybody leaves. And he says, I'm not going to leave. And I said, you're going to leave. Everybody leaves. Because in my life, everyone has left. My mother, my sisters, brother, for a short period of time, everybody. He said, I will never leave you. And he never did. And until he died, he was there. He said, I'll always love you. And I believe him. I believe he was my soulmate.
And he has never left you. And even
No.
though he has left in the physical, he has never left you. And he just said, I have been the only one that has never abandoned you. And I promised you. And your mom is showing me that she wants to wrap her arms around you and give you this big, big, big hug. And she's saying that she's the one that comes around you in a lot of ways. But now it's about you recognizing that you are stronger than most. You are stronger than most. And the book that you want to write, are you thinking about writing a book?
Yeah.
All right. The book, you sound so surprised there.
I am. No one knows.
The book that you are going to write is about you having the strength, you finding the strength and you being the strength on your own. It's about walking the pathway. And I just keep being shown a pathway walking, and it's walking into the light, walking into the pathway, walking down this pathway for some reason. And I'm almost seeing the color of the book, actually, the cover of the book. And what I'm also being shown, there's something very, very important about this book that needs to get written. You can't just sit on it. You've been sitting on it for too long. In fact, you may have been sitting on it for the last 8 years, is what he's just said. And in these 8 years, this is now a time for you to start breathing life into it. You've got the time, the space, the energy. And he's saying it's now part to do this. This is actually what's going to help your thyroid. Your thyroid and your throat are all about you being squished. You feel like you've been squished into this little pot. You feel like you've been squished into this little corner. And I feel like this is about breaking free and allowing yourself freedom. Because do you also have issues with your knee as well?
Yes, both of them.
Okay.
I was chasing my donkeys and I tore a meniscus and never got it fixed.
Was it on your left side? Actually, no, that was the
worst one is the left side. The worst one
Okay.
is the left side. They both hurt, but the worst one is the left.
Right. Because what I keep being shown is this is the fact that you gave your mom so much power, and you've always, the females in your life, you've always given power to, and you've never felt good enough in the female sense. And this is where you've always given your power away. You've allowed yourself to stand into your power when it comes to the masculine energy, but you've always fallen back into this power with the feminine energy as well. And I just keep feeling like this is a really important thing for you to actually honor. Show me what else. Mom has more to say. You and your sister or your sisters have broken away but then come back. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I just keep being shown that there's still some things haven't quite been clear with these relationships. It's not easy. There's still little jumps in the road, little pinpricks, little bumps is what I'm just being shown. And because of sorry, what was that?
I said very accurate.
Yeah. Because of these little bumps, it's almost as though you are always trying to feel, you're always trying to feel like you have to prove. And I've just been told, stop trying to prove. Just allow yourself to be who you need to be. Stop being over exaggerate, over nice, over this, over that. Just be yourself, okay? Because you have a lot of people in your life who love you for exactly who you are.
I do. I'm lucky.
Whatever you did previously in your life where you felt you wronged someone, okay, I've just been told that you have to let this go because all has been forgiven.
That's shocking because this person that I wronged all those years ago has absolutely shut me out. I can't say I'm sorry. I can't say let's be friends. I can't say anything. Right. I've been shut out completely. And so forgiven is good.
I actually feel you've been forgiven, but I actually feel as though, and I'm just going to share this, why rake up the past? It's only in your mind. And in fact, I've just been told that you're living your life. The way that you speak to yourself is judged upon what you did with this person. So sometimes you say that I am not a good person, or I'm this, or I'm that. And this, what you're doing is you're doing a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, where people always leave my life. Well, and I feel as though what you're doing is it's almost like you don't think yourself good enough. There's a self-worth issue going on here. Mm-hmm. And even down to how you look, he's saying you're beautiful. You've got to stop questioning how you look. That's not going to change anything. This is about you creating your the internal likeness for self. Okay, this is about changing the words that you have. This is about changing the inner dialogue that you have. This is about changing the way that you speak to yourself. This is about having the affirmations that you have on your wall. So I don't know whether you have affirmations on your wall, but you never say them to yourself. But this is about having the affirmations that you have everywhere, and trusting them in yourself, because it's now about you trusting you. And I don't know whether you have lost a lot of weight previously or something, mm-hmm. because he's showing me that you, whether it's having whatever cosmetic surgery you want done, yes, that's fine. But now this is about you also working on the whole package. Okay, because he's showing me that you can have love again if you want it. Funny, I've just lost you. How interesting that she freezes right then, because that tells me, Ray, that she doesn't actually want to see it, or that there is a massive block in this. And he has just said she doesn't. Well, this is all energetically that her energy has just said no, no, no. Oh my God. He's just laughed. All right. He has just absolutely laughed. She's got a whole new life to live. She has a whole new life to live. And it's got to start with herself, her voice, her language, how she speaks, her dialogue, internal and external. Got it.
I don't know what happened, but it froze.
I know what happened. I know what happened.
Some witchy woo stuff there.
Well, he just said that you resist hearing things, and your energy, you might have said to me at the beginning of the show, I'm not psychic, or anything like that. You probably have more energy that you realize that you don't work with, you don't utilize. Your energy resisted what I was being shown, what I was telling you, and so therefore your energy shut everything down.
Both computers shut down. I have 2 computers running right now, and they both just.
So with me talking about a new relationship, new love, and that sometimes looking at yourself is really hard. All of this, it was you resisting this, and I feel like we're about to happen again. There we go.
I hope not. I'll try to behave myself.
Okay, that's okay. But what I also got told was and I wrote this down, the language and how you speak to yourself and the internal dialogue of what you use is the most powerful thing. You are beautiful no matter what. And you will go out and help everybody. But sometimes you struggle with helping yourself.
I think I'm not alone in that. I think a lot of women my age are like that.
Right. And I agree with that. Let me ask you, do you have a bad foot or something wrong with your toe?
With my left foot, I have a bunion, and my kids call it Steve.
Hi, Steve.
It's
okay.
huge. It's huge.
So That's why I was like, it's something to do with your toe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's right on the joint. Okay. And I felt
Mm-hmm.
as though this is about you being forced in a direction. And there's a force in the direction, force in a way forward. I love to use, listen, I love Yvette Rose. I'm super excited that she's actually going to be on my show. But I'm going to find out what a bunion means, because I really feel like there is something about this that is really significant. 2, 4, 3. Okay. You are stubborn and inflexible when faced with environmental and emotional changes. As stubbornness, determination, and ability to endure hardships have become a source of strength. And so you often attract circumstances that will challenge your ability to cope and endure hardships. This serves as a reminder that you can overcome everything by drawing power from your stubbornness and unwillingness to conform to what is expected. You take pride in being different from others. So this tells me that this is your ability, this is your, trauma response. Your bunion is part of your trauma response. And so, Steve, thank you very much, Steve. You protected us for a long time. But now this is about you having this trauma and now being able to navigate from it. This is about you being able to maneuver through it. And what I would say to you is start looking at what it is that you need to do to be flexible. And the fact that you are on your left foot, the left is feminine, the right is masculine. The left foot is that you may be resisting this in the feminine energy. And the feminine energy is more about the being, the doing. You're more than like, let me do, let me fight. Da, 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 da. This is now about the float and let me just be.
That would be nice.
And that's what I feel. I feel as though he's just said that's been a real hard thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
You always took care of him.
That's what he was all about. That guy was so incredibly laid back. Nothing bothered him. Everything bothered me. And he would say, oh, just let it be. And I'd say, you can say let it be. You don't have to do all of this stuff. And he would say, I don't have to. And you don't have to either. And I just did it anyway. But now I think you're right. I think it's time to just let it be.
Yeah, let it be. Let it go. I mean, he's showing me that it doesn't need to. He's just said, you are incredible and you are worthy as you are.
He was so awesome. He would say that. He would say that. I never believed it, but he would say that.
You got to stop believing it. And every time I hear that, I feel this squish around your thyroid.
Yeah. I feel like a squished throat whenever I try to think about that. Let it be, don't micromanage. What? So yeah, you're right.
So have you done any meditation?
I'm not good at it, but I try. I've done a couple of your meditations that you have on YouTube. I've done a couple of those because I trust you. And, when you trust somebody, it's easier to meditate to whatever they're doing. But I've tried other ones and I feel miserably. Usually my dogs start barking and the chaos ensues.
Yeah. Have you ever done meditation, have you ever done any journaling as well?
I do dream journals about once a week when I have a dream, but that's it. All right.
I'm almost going to say to you, do some journaling and start looking at how you speak to yourself and how you start to question. And instead of something happening, you going, well, of course it happens because of X, Y, and Z. Start going, well, that's interesting. How might I change that around? Start questioning it with more of an open-ended question rather than, well, of course it does, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just go, how might I find the way around this? And allow the brain to explore, because right now you tend to, and I want to make sure that I'm getting it from him and I'm still having this check-in and I'm glad that I did. But I feel as though there's a lot of, you think closed, you think in a corner, you think closed. So you think in this closed sense. It's now being open. What might be the opportunities? How might I? And you are so, and this is him. He's just said, you're so open to the paranormal. You're so open to the woo-woo. You're so open to it. He's saying, don't always dissect it for the answers. Allow it to be.
We used to watch these caught on camera videos, and I would say, that's because the light was shining on the window, or that's because someone walked in front of the camera, and he would say, just believe. What's wrong with just believing? And it was very difficult for me to just believe, still is, but he could believe. Yeah. He had no problem just letting things happen and understanding them. I didn't understand anything.
Yeah. And he's just showing me that if you start journaling and allow yourself to journal, he's saying that things will start becoming more and more open. Allow that to happen, because you're a wonderful and amazing person. You really are. You can do the work if you want to on your own self, on your own body, by all means. But he's saying work on the inside.
Good advice.
Transform all around. Don't just do it on one part, because that will never make you happy. Transform on the whole. He's also just saying, look up to the moon. The moon should be, I don't know why I've been shown the moon.
I do. I know why.
Okay, tell me.
Every full moon and every special moon, like pink moon, harvest moon, he would say, come on. And we'd go out to the front porch and we'd just stand for like half an hour and hold each other and watch the moon. It was his favorite thing. And now I still go out on the front porch and stand and watch the moon and just feel like he's right behind me holding me. It's one of my favorite things. Like, we both love the moon. Well, shocking that you would say that.
Here's what he showed me in relation to the moon. He said, consider it to be the moon. The moon is not always whole. It becomes whole, and it has to go through its phases. And these phases are like you. You can have the work done on your physical, but you will never be whole like the moon unless you do it all together. Mm-hmm. And that's when he showed me I need to look at the moon. So allow yourself to look at the moon in that way. Yeah. Wow. And you imagine now that he is with you in the moon. Obviously, you're standing there with him, but he also sees it that he's shining down upon you. You know, the stars in the sky, just everything. He's just said he loves you so much.
I love him so much. He is the love of my life.
He really is. Mm-hmm. He really is. But he's also letting me know that there will be another person. Now, how that other person comes in, they may be a companion for dinner. They may be a companion for trips. They may be a romantic companion. But there is a possibility that there's going to be somebody else that comes in that he's saying he will send. Be open. Don't just push away.
That's going to be tough, because he was pretty amazing. It's very hard to imagine anybody that I could care about like that again.
He's just said, he's not here to replace me. And he's made this very careful and very clear. He said, he's not here to replace me.
No one could.
He's here to enhance. Not necessarily him, but enhance your life. And as I said, it could be a dinner companion. It could be a trip companion. It could be a romantic companion. It's a companionship of a friendship that will enhance. All right.
That'll work.
Always think, there'll be somebody else that's taking. No, this is somebody who is going to be walking the pathway alongside of you, but never taking over where he left off.
That's good. I like that. Thank you.
And he's just said, I'll always be walking in this life with you and holding your hand. Because I feel like holding hands was a very important thing. He said, so I haven't left you. I haven't lost you. You'll always be there. And you're not leaving this life anytime soon. He says, so make the most of it. Stop hiding. Stop hiding in this place. Now it's about you having the opportunity to open up and be.
Wow.
You're welcome, bless him. He's just thanked me. What other questions do you have?
I wrote down a whole bunch of them, and I think you answered all of them before you even started. Yeah, I think that's it. It's just, I wanted to talk to you about soul families because that's been kind of on my mind, but you answered that question earlier. I'm blown away. I don't know what to say. I'm gobsmacked. And I didn't think I would be because I've seen you 3 times.
That's
So I
okay.
thought this is just going to be, more of the same, but wow. Wow is all. I don't know what to say. I'm gobsmacked.
He
Thank
literally
you.
wants you to know that this was all divine timing. This was all divine timing. Is it right before your birthday?
Yes.
Because
My birthday is next month.
you said just before your birthday, you have the ability to make this change.
Nice. I do have one question for you. 2 weeks before he died, this dog showed up at our house. And it's the white one that you saw walking around back here. Mm-hmm. This dog would not leave his side. She just showed up and she was glue. She was right there by him night and day until he left for the hospital to die. The day he died was the day that she left him. And I wonder about her. Where'd she come from and why? And right after he died, she insists on sleeping with me. She absolutely insists. She'll sit outside my door all night long if I don't let her in. And she curls up beside me and she's amazing.
I literally got told she was sent to save you.
She has. So many times I felt like throwing myself off a bridge. And then I look down and I see those big eyes looking at me like, what's for dinner? And I think I just can't leave her behind. She's amazing.
Yep. Exactly. She came to save you.
She has. Thank you.
Yeah.
She saved him too. He always wanted a dog of his own. We have 4 dogs and one's attached to my son, one's attached to me, one's attached to my daughter. And then we didn't have a 4th one at the time. And then she showed up and she became attached to him. So it's like we all had a soulmate dog.
Oh, I love that. He's just said it's been so lovely to be able to communicate in real time with you.
You have no idea. This was, as soon as I found out I was going to be on here, it's all I've been thinking about for 2 weeks. It's all I've been thinking about. As a matter of fact, you had something on your Facebook about, let me know if you see signs. And I was afraid to write anything on there because I didn't want to jinx the idea of being on here. And I do see signs because I just wanted to talk to him so much. And I just can't believe he came through. I was just praying and begging and everything I could think of my heart to get him to come. And he did. And I knew he would because he trusts you. And so do I.
Yeah, he was definitely there. And he's just blown you a big kiss. And he said, I'll always be here. You've just got to believe. You've just got to believe. And late at night, you sit there, and it's a late night thing that I don't know whether you sit up working late at night, but he's just said sometimes he sits with you late at night.
I talked to his chair. His office was right to the left of me. And I'd watch something on television and I'll look over and I'll say, remember when we watched this? And I know that if anybody was standing, they'd think I was crazy. But I feel like he's there sitting in his chair with me, hanging out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm not moving his chair ever. It's there forever.
No, he's keep talking to his chair. Keep talking to his chair.
I feel like Clint Eastwood up in here.
Aww. Dawn, thank you so much for being part of this.
I'm going to show you one more picture of him because I love this picture. It's him and his chicken.
Wow.
That's Mrs. Underhill. Gosh. Wasn't he gorgeous?
Oh, I would love to take those photos and we'll get Ray to put them up.
Thank you. I'll send them because he was so beautiful. He should be immortalized somewhere.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much from the bottom of everything I am. Thank you.
You are so very welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to say thank you all for watching Hope, Healing and Transformation. You know, sometimes when we lose somebody, it is a deep, deep, just heart-wrenching situation. And that grief we carry is so deep. But what we have to realize is communicating with them, talking to the chair is helpful. Sometimes we have to just be open to listening to the messages, hearing them. And the beautiful thing here is knowing that Dawn is looking up to the moon and that he is with her. And that is my biggest takeaway from today. So I want to say thank you so much for watching Hope, Healing and Transformation. And just always remember, your loved ones are watching you.
Do you feel a whisper in the back of your mind, like the truth is waiting, but it's hard to find? Well, maybe there's magic in the words she brings. Close your eyes and listen in. Do you want to know everything? What your heart won't say, but your soul can sing. From love to loss and the space between, she's got the light to lift the unseen. Hope, healing, and transformation. Do you want to know everything? Do you want to know everything? She knows the way. Just one question to begin. Do you want to know everything? She knows the way. Just one question to begin. Do you wanna know everything?